Hi guys, I hope you are really well. I wonder if I should mix up my beginning. Hi guys, sounds a bit silly. Anyway, hello, I hope you're all really well. You'll be watching this on Sunday afternoon at 5 when I will have finished 2 days at the Vogue Festival, including my talk that's happening on Saturday morning with Lisa Eldridge and Val Garland on how to become a makeup artist. For those of you that weren't there, I will recap on the talk for next week so you can get an idea of what was discussed. Needless to say, I'm very nervous and very excited. As you can see, I've had my hair cut thanks to the lovely Jack at Neville's, and I'm also a bit blonder, which I thought would be a bit fun for the summer. So today I wanted to share with you a bit about brows. I had a brow shaping session this week in Selfridges on Oxford Street with the lovely Veronica ahead of the Vogue Festival, and I was so thrilled with the shape and how they were done that I want to share with you guys a little bit about Bobbi Brows and then just encourage you to go and book in your brow shaping or brow appointment at your nearest studio because it's super cool. It's amazing how important brows are. They really do finish and frame your face. So I wanted to share first with you what is in my little brow kit. Now these bags are exclusive to the Selfridges group whilst we run this Brow How event, so it's not available to buy anywhere, though it should be because I think it's gorgeous. So sorry about that, chaps. If you go to your nearest Selfridges store, however, you may be able to get yourself one with a brow product purchase. Inside, let's see what I've got in here. So I open it up. The first thing I see is this, I'll rest it on my lap, is my brow kit. Now in the brow kit, sorry it's a bit dusty, and don't judge my nails, they're being done this afternoon. You have 2 different powder shadows, plus a little mini brow brush, some mini tweezers, and then handily a double-sided mirror. So a normal mirror and then a really strong magnifying mirror to enable you to fill in your brows at best. And I use powder for my brows an awful lot purely because it's super easy and really natural looking. We've got 2 different brow kits, a light and a dark, but they come with 2 powders each. So for this set, I use the darker powder, which is mahogany, to kind of frame and find the shape of my brow, and then I use the saddle, which is the lighter colour, to fill in. So that's the first thing in my little brow bag. What else have I got? I also have my perfectly defined long wear brow pencil, and this is also in saddle. The thing that I love about this is you get up to 16-hour wear. It's completely waterproof. On one end you have a fab spoolie which you can use to brush your brows. Then on the other end you have this amazing, really unique waterproof hard wax that you just brush through the brow for really quick, easy definition, and then go back to the spoolie and brush out so it looks as natural as possible. Next thing in my brow kit is this, which is the classic brow pencil, and this is in brunette. What I love about these pencils are that they are powder pencils. So if I show you on the back of my hand, you need very, very light strokes, but you create some very, very soft colour. I didn't really know what I was doing then. Have you ever tried painting on your hand like that? But yes, a very unique, very gentle, very light powder pencil. So if you have tried eyebrow pencil before and it's been either too dark or too heavy or too shiny, you know, sometimes brow pencils can look a bit wet, then I suggest you try one of these powder brow pencils. Really unique and really gentle and really lovely. What else? Oh, yes, my brow shaper. This is called the Natural Brow Shaper. The amazing thing is you can also use them as touch-ups if you have any greys coming through. And this, it does two things really well, three things. It has a wheat germ extract which helps to condition the hair and stimulate hair growth, so it's great as a treatment. They're brilliant for adding a little bit of colour to the brow, but also the gel holds the brow in place for the day. So really fantastic groomer for on the go. That's the brunette one, which I use if I don't have time to do any other colour. I always use the clear one though. It's a brilliant kind of finish off. Do your brows as you're doing and then whiz the clear one through at the end. And I also have in here, sorry it looks a bit ratty, this is a lab sample, but this is one of the new long wear brow gels. Fabulous formula, up to 24-hour wear. Can you believe it? It's a unique waxy gel based formula that you dip the head of a brush into and brush through the brows. Not only does the colour obviously adhere to the skin behind the brows, it also colours the hairs, and then also the wax itself holds the hairs in place for the day. And this is probably my favourite brow product of the moment because it's so quick and speed. In the words of Chandler, it bodes well for me that speed impresses you. But yes, it really does impress me because I obviously do my makeup in a bit of a rush. What else do I have in my brow kit? I also have an ivory shadow. Super essential for me. This is the colour that I apply under my brow bone just to mattify and highlight. And then I have a couple of utensils. So, starting with the classic eyebrow brush. This is a really gorgeous firm-headed, it's a buffalo bristle, it's a really firm-headed brush, and you use the side of it to brush powder products through the brow. If it were a softer hair, it would splay powder, and you don't want that. You want it to lay down and push into the skin for a really neat placement. So that's my first brush in my brow kit. I also have, I was about to put a brush in my mouth then, that would have looked good. I also have an eye definer brush. Now this is a natural hair and the head is slightly finer, so this is the brush I'll use if I have any gaps or any areas that might need a little bit of extra attention once I've used my brow brush. I also have, of course, the fabulous newest brow grooming brush. It's a dual-ended brush that on one end has the gorgeous spoolie, which is great for, of course, grooming your brows, and then the other end has this brow definer, which is essentially a hybrid of the eyebrow brush and the eye definer brush that I just showed you. So a mixture of some natural and some synthetic hairs, and this is excellent for application of the new Longwear Brow Gel. I also have in here an angled shadow brush, a slightly old and ratty looking one, but this is the favourite, or my favourite brush for doing my underbrow highlighter, because I can push the shadow under the brow to really mattify and highlight. And of course I'll show you all of this in just a moment. I also have two sets of tweezers, like the daddy and the baby. So these are our fabulous Bobbi Brown tweezers. They're pretty sharp, people, so keep out of reach of children, but they're incredible for getting really close to the skin, getting really fine hairs, and this is a spare that I've had from one of our brow kits. Although they're teeny, they're amazing. So once my brow kit was finished, there was no way I was getting rid of my mini tweezers, so I have my mini tweezers in there as well. So I haven't done any brows today. I'm just wearing a quick bit of corrector and concealer, skin foundation stick, skin weightless powder foundation, medium bronzer, Antigua blusher, and on my eyes I'm using the Sunkist pink palette from our latest collection. I will put a description in the description box below and the Sand Pink Luxe Lip colour. I don't know, I put this makeup on because I'm filming. The truth is I'm about to go for a spray tan because I don't trust myself to do it to myself because I don't want to be blotchy for Vogue. So I'm actually going to have to go upstairs in a moment and wash and exfoliate and scrub and take all of this off, ready for said appointment. Never mind. But let's go through a little bit of brow, shall we, and how we do the application. So what I'll do on my left brow is a classic powder brow for you, because this is probably the one that I use most often on clients when they're first entering a brow shaping or looking to groom their brows for the first time, purely because it's probably the simplest and easiest way to fill in brows. That's obviously subjective. Someone else might think that the perfectly defined long wear brow pencil is easier. However, I believe that a bit of powder is easiest. So just want to make sure you can see me. So all I'm doing is going to dip the head of my brow brush into my brow kit. I'm going into the mahogany first, and I'm just going to brush the powder through the top of my brow first, so I get the highest point of my brow, and then I'm going to sweep it down the tail of the brow to fill that out also. I'm now going to go into the saddle, which is the lighter colour, and I'm going to push that through the head of my brow and dust it through the main body of my eyebrow, just to give it a little bit of extra weight. What I'm not doing is I'm not filling in the underside of my brow too much, and the reason for that is sometimes when you fill in the underside of the brow quite heavily, it can make the brow A, look less natural, and B, look a bit heavy, as I said earlier. So my focus on what I teach is to fill in the top of the brow so you get the highest and most lifted look, and then you can keep the underside of the brow just a little bit softer and a little bit more natural. So you see just how simple and quick and easy that was. So I've got a bit of brow powder definition there. What I'll do now is use my ivory shadow, which I've got here, and my angle shadow brush, and show you how I press the ivory under the brow to highlight the brow bone. So I'm not going to sweep the shadow. In this case, I simply push the shadow under the brow bone. Can you see? So I'm pushing under the brows to ensure I've got plenty of product so that that brow bone is in fact highlighted. What I then do is I go back with my brush and just sweep off any excess powder. Okay, what I'll do then is show you how you can then set that brow with a little bit of the brow shaper. So I have the brow shaper here in brunette, and what this is going to do, it's going to hold the hairs in place, condition the hairs, but also add a little bit of colour. So you simply take the head of the spoolie and just dust and sweep the gel through the brows for a little bit of extra definition, so a bit of extra colour, but also that brilliant groomed finish where it holds the brows in place. Let me come close so you can see. There we go. So that is a dark brow, unkempt brow. That is a dark brow kit and brunette brow shaper brow with the ivory underneath. So as you can see, that definition there was achieved really pretty simply. What I haven't mentioned is the shaping of the brow, because I've just had them shaped. Thank you, Veronica. What I can't do is show you how I would shape them because there's nothing at the moment to reshape with. However, if you go for a brow shaping, the artist will take you through how to create the best shape for your face, using little tricks like holding the brow from the corner of the nose up to the head of the brow to show you where your brow should start, from the corner of the nose to the outer corner of your pupil, so where your arch should be, and from the outer corner of the nose to the corner of the eye to show you where your tail should end. Once you've found that shape with your artist, they will then, whilst you watch in a mirror, either thread or tweeze the hairs from your brow from above and beyond, from below of course, and above if you want, to get the shape that you are happy with. Okie doke. So on this side, let's try a different formula, shall we? If we start with the perfectly defined long wear brow pencil, what I'll do is I'll then take a little bit of the gel through it to finish. So always start by grooming with your spoolie, which comes on the end. Oh, is that mirror going to affect my light? Hope not. Okay, so first brush your brow with the spoolie. I like to brush my brow hairs up so I can see where any gaps are. Then I twist up the head of my brow pencil, and I'm going to start where I need the coverage most. So I need some here through the top part of my brow. So I'm just sweeping the pencil through the brow, following the direction of the growth of the hair, again at the highest point of my brow so I get the most lifted look. I'm then coming and filling out my tail and bringing that down to the bottom, brill, and then I'm just going to start filling in the head of my brow. Now the head of my brow is a little bit patchy, so I'm just going to spend a little bit of time doing quite light strokes through the brow and just making sure I get the product onto the skin behind the hair, and then filling through the body of the brow. Then I turn back to my spoolie wand and brush it through, and again that softens any edges and gives a more polished look at the end. And again, it's literally as quick and simple as that. If I wanted to use a bit of my brow pencil, remember this is my brow powder, I could go back in with my brunette and just fluff. Oh, that's great actually. Fluff through the areas that are slightly more sparse. That's good. And then again, grab a spoolie wand, this time from the brow grooming brush, and just brush through for the most natural finish. And then let's just finish off with a little bit of the long wear brow gel. As you can see, that brow has been well defined already with the perfectly defined long wear brow pencil and also a bit of the brunette pencil. However, I'm doing this for want of just showing you how these products are best applied. So this brow is groomed already. I'll just dip the head of the brow definer brush into the long wear brow gel, and then using the mirror that comes in the little compact, I'll just sweep a little bit of the gel through, and much like the brow shaper that I just used, this brow gel will hold my brows in place for up to 24 hours. Can you believe it? So if you've got a long day ahead, like I do at the Vogue Festival this coming weekend, or whether you've got a sporting event and you want your brows in place for it, or whatever, this is a brilliant option to go for. I couldn't resist plucking a little stray hair, so it's a little bit pink under this brow. NB, please note, any of you out there who do any bridal makeup, please don't let your brides pluck any stray hairs the morning of the wedding. The redness can be really hard to conceal, so just ensure that you have that conversation with your brides and they do any final last minute plucking or tweezing the night before to give the skin time to settle. So I'll just sweep away any excess, and there we have my other brow. So this brow was created I feel like at the end of those TV shows, Viacom. Okay, I'll cut that out. This brow was created using the perfectly defined Longwear brow pencil, plus a little bit of brunette powder through the head of the brow, and a little bit of the Longwear brow gel. So I hope you found it useful to have a sneaky peek at all the bits I keep in my brow kit. If your brows are unruly or you just want a hand learning how best to fill in your brows and what the best brow shape is for your face, do visit a Bobbi Brown studio and book yourself a brow lesson. I will leave a link below in the description box. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching and I shall see you all soon. Much love, bye.